New FDA-Approved drugs of 2026. The breakthrough medicines that could change healthcare forever. INRO 000100. Imagine being diagnosed with a disease that doctors have never been able to treat effectively. For millions of people around the world, that has been reality for years. But every year, scientists push the boundaries of medicine. Laboratories spend billions of dollars. Researchers conduct thousands of clinical trials. And after years, sometimes decades of testing, only a handful of medicines earn one of the most difficult approvals in healthcare, approval from the US Food and Drug Administration, or FDA. In 2026, the FDA approved several groundbreaking medicines that have the potential to transform how doctors treat obesity, diabetes, cancer, rare genetic disorders, infectious diseases, and many other conditions. Some of these drugs are the first treatments ever developed for certain diseases. Others make treatment much easier by replacing daily injections with weekly doses or introducing entirely new ways of fighting illness. Today, we're counting down some of the most important FDA-approved drugs of 2026 and exploring why they matter, not just for patients, but for the future of medicine. Let's begin. What does FDA approval really mean? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Before we dive into the list, let's answer one important question. Why does FDA approval matter? Every new drug starts inside a laboratory. Scientists first study it in cells, then in animals, then in carefully controlled human clinical trials involving hundreds or sometimes thousands of volunteers. Researchers evaluate three major questions. Is the drug safe? Does it actually work? Do the benefits outweigh the risks? Only after reviewing enormous amounts of scientific evidence does the FDA decide whether the drug should be approved. That means every medicine on today's list represents years of research, billions of dollars in investment, and countless patients who participated in clinical trials to help move medicine forward. Now let's begin our countdown. Number 5, a weekly insulin icodec. Imagine living with diabetes and needing insulin injections every single day. Now imagine needing only one injection each week. That's exactly what a weekly brings to patients. Approved in March 2026, a weekly contains insulin icodec, a long-acting insulin designed for adults with type 2 diabetes. Traditional insulin often requires daily injections. Missing doses can make blood sugar difficult to control. Weekly insulin changes that routine completely. The medication remains active in the body for an entire week, helping patients maintain stable glucose levels while dramatically reducing the number of injections. For many people, fewer injections could mean better treatment adherence, improved convenience, and a higher quality of life. Although patients still need regular blood sugar monitoring and guidance from healthcare providers, this approval marks one of the biggest advances in diabetes care in years. Scientists believe long-acting therapies like this may represent the future of chronic disease management. 1 injection instead of 7. Sometimes innovation isn't about creating something entirely new. Sometimes it's about making life dramatically easier. Number 4, Foundayo, or Forglipron. Obesity has become one of the world's biggest public health challenges. It increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, sleep apnea, and many forms of cancer. Over the past few years, injectable GLP-1 medications transformed weight loss treatment, but injections aren't ideal for everyone. That's why the approval of Foundayo attracted so much attention. Foundayo is an oral medication containing orforglipron, developed to help adults with obesity or overweight adults with related health conditions lose weight alongside diet and exercise. Instead of weekly injections, patients take a pill. For many people, that could make treatment more convenient and accessible. The medicine works by targeting hormone pathways involved in appetite and hunger, helping people feel full sooner and consume fewer calories. Clinical studies showed meaningful weight reduction in many patients, making it one of the year's most closely watched approvals. Doctors still emphasize that medication is not a substitute for healthy eating or physical activity. But for millions struggling with obesity, Fundia represents another powerful tool in the fight against one of the fastest-growing health problems worldwide. Number 3, UTEBZI. Let's move from metabolic disease to infectious disease. Urinary tract infections are among the most common bacterial infections on Earth. Most are treatable, but not all. Some bacteria have become resistant to existing antibiotics, making treatment increasingly difficult. That's why Utebzi is such an important approval. Approved in June 2026, Utebzi contains tebipenem pivoxil, the first oral carbapenem antibiotic approved in the United States for complicated urinary tract infections. Carbapenems are considered some of the strongest antibiotics available. Until now, patients usually needed intravenous treatment in hospitals. An effective oral version could allow some patients to receive advanced treatment outside the hospital, reducing costs, improving convenience, and potentially shortening hospital stays. However, experts also stress that antibiotics should only be used when medically necessary. Overusing powerful antibiotics increases the risk of antimicrobial resistance, a growing global health threat. Even so, Utebzi represents a major milestone in infectious disease treatment and antibiotic innovation.